Hey, Coach, how are y'all liking the morning practices so far this year?
It's been good. It's an adjustment, but I like that we get them at their freshest point when it comes to our players, and I think they like it. They're able to focus on academics, come back, watch the film on their own when they're done, so it gives them more of a day, and the practices have been crisp so far.
Y'all been on the field for what, 8:30? What time?
I believe our stretch, we usually stretch in the indoors at 7:55, and then half the group will be individual down here, half will be up there, and then we'll come together down here on the game field.
What made y'all, whose idea was it, or what made y'all decide to try?
We'd heard from different people that we knew that they really liked the schedule and it had worked, and so we felt like it fit what we were trying to do. It fit our coaching staff, and so we went ahead and made the change.
So if you get some 11 a.m. games next year, then it's like...
We have no excuses, right? We have no excuses to play poorly on those or start slow or any of that, so those should be the norm.
What's the quarterback situation? Any updates on that, the progress of that?
I don't. They're competing. Really like what I see from Alan Bowman as a true freshman. He's done a nice job, very calm, very poised. He's working hard. He's in there all the time, and so that's exciting when you get a kid who has those work habits already. He's got a promising future.
In the brief part that we got to see, he's really hitting his targets and everything like he looked in high school. I mean,
right.
Are you seeing pretty much the same thing you saw at that level?
I am. Very similar concepts, I think. He's got to get used to our operation, our terminology, but he executes at a high level. He knows where to go with the ball, and it's not too big at him. I can scream and cuss, and he just says, "All right, Coach, I got you," which is that's exciting.
You cussing, Kliff?
I don't cuss, but I scream.
What have you felt about the development of Nick McCann and your expectations for him?
He needs to have a big year. We felt like he developed a lot last year, mentally and physically. He's done a lot better off the field. He's been better in the weight room, and now it's about transitioning that to the playing field. And so we're excited about him. We're excited about Joe Wallace. They're going to be pushing each other, and should be a good competition.
Has TJ always kind of been that vocal? I noticed today, just in the little bit we were there, that he was pretty vocal. Has that been a new thing since he's kind of been
happy? That's happy TJ. There's a couple versions of TJ. When he's happy, he brings a lot of juice. He's very fun-loving, loves his teammates. But if he's sleepy or not in a bad mood, you don't get much of that.
What about Quan? He's been behind a bunch of veterans and stuff like that, but I know y'all are expecting a lot just through the career process and just his development. Where's he at right now?
It is, yeah. He's waited 3 years behind some really good players that will play on Sundays, and I'm just excited for him to get his opportunity. He knows that this is his time to shine. He's kind of our speed receiver on the outside that we're depending on to take the top off of things, and just got to come along and play as well as we expect him to play.
I was going to say, this time last year, right after that Baylor game, when he had the long touchdown pass, everybody's kind of thinking he might break out last year. What's maybe one area of his game that he needs to improve? Is it like route running? Or
last year he just wasn't healthy through camp, and just consistently being at practice, taking care of his body, and being available. Last year we had Cantrell and Derek Willies, and so he kind of slid behind them. But this year it's his spot to take, and he's just got to be consistent, be available, and continue to progress.
A guy like Daquan Bowman, who's been here for a couple of years
right.
now, where's he at in his progression as well?
He's done really well. We've always known he's got explosiveness, he's got toughness, he'll block. So he's another guy who's waited his turn, and he's got an opportunity to take that starting position at one of those two inside spots, and he's done well so far. Hopefully it keeps coming because he works his tail off and has been patient through this process.
Coach Gibbs has talked a lot about the DBs who redshirted last year. How have they looked so far in spring ball?
They've been good. They're thick as thieves, those three, John and Quincy and Fry, and they work hard, do everything right, never on any list, do well academically, and so it's fun to see kids like that have success, and they're going to push some of those veterans. We got a lot of guys back, but they'll push those guys, and they enjoy playing football.
How's the progression of Justice Parker been during this spring?
You see his confidence soar last year. This time, still an unknown, still trying to earn a spot. Even in the 3 deep or whatever. And now he knows he can play at this level, playing with a lot more confidence. He's continuing to improve physically, and we expect him to just keep getting better.
You talk about pushing the older guys on defense. Is that kind of what you preach to the younger guys, of their importance, even though y'all are so deep at those spots?
No question. That's the only way we'll get better is to push it from the bottom up. And we weren't where we want to be defensively. We made huge strides, and we have a lot of guys coming back, but we know we've got to make massive improvements this spring to get this team where we want to be.
So Brooks wasn't suited up. Is that just where y'all know what y'all have in him and don't want to even mess with him?
No, he tweaked a hamstring, and so we're going to when it's just precautionary, get him through spring break, and then he'll be back going when we return.
Okay.
Did he do that last week?
Last week, right at the end of the week, and it was kind of on the bow if he'd practice, but we just figured let's be on the safe side, get him through spring break.
You mentioned we were talking about Justice Parker. Now, you may have answered this in previous availability, so sorry. But how did the whole Amendola, Gronk, and all that, as far as him getting awarded the scholarship, because that was really cool to see on social media. How did that all come to be?
Right, I had worked to get Amendola to do Brady, but they lost that game. So I guess they lost to Miami. So you don't talk to Tom after you lose. So it was right after the Pittsburgh game. We knew we were going to do it. And I text Danny, and they just won, and everybody was excited. He said, "I got you," and he made it happen. I guess he sits next to Gronk on the bus, and so it was cool. Awesome experience for Justice, and well deserved.
You mentioned before how there's a lot of guys returning, so that made it was nice to have like that veteran leadership back. Does that make you more comfortable going into this spring as opposed to years past?
I think every spring you're excited about the future. I think these guys now have been in our program. They're all ours. They've been in our program 4 and 5 years, some of those seniors. And so they know what to expect. They've been through the ringer. They know what we're about. And so you hope that some of that leadership will pay off.
Is Jamil Johnson out here?
He's not. He's not.
Is he with the program?
He's focusing on academics the rest of the spring, and then we'll reassess going into summer.
And Jalen Lane, he was a guy who played a lot last year. Has he been out here?
Same situation. He's going to focus on academics, and we'll reassess going into the summer.
Anybody else in that same boat?
Nobody that I can think of. Those two are the ones that stick out.
So basically, those guys are just all
I'm going to get them through the semester academically, and then we'll reassess where they're at that point.
De Leon, just real quick, I saw you working with him, and of course he's been running here. For him to come back, he had to sit out last year. So everything he went through, just where's he at now?
He's doing well. We just treat it as a redshirt year, and that's what he's got to look at it as, a chance to grow up and get bigger and stronger and faster. And he's still got to work at all those things, but he loves to play. The football stuff is easy for him. It's just we had to get him straightened out in some other areas, and that's got to continue for him to be a part of this team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all.